2 red lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. CFR Season 2 is underway. As the drivers take off from the grid slots. A bit of jostling for position at the start, but pretty clean as they head down towards turn 3 now. Yellow flags out in Sector 1. I believe that's been an incident with Sky Ultra. No, it's actually... yes, it was Sky Ultra. There we have it. And Formula Chris and Boland battling side by side through the first sector. And who was that? Formula Chris has spun. He's spun out.
Formula Chris is down.
Both Renaults now at the back of the grid. That will kill their chances for a good points finish now. Save for a safety car. Yeah, both of the Renaults down at the back of the grid. That is painful to watch. As we flick through the positions now. No other incidents to report. Mostly everyone staying on their best behaviour. Save for Boland and Formula Chris there with that small incident into turn 4.
Oh, there goes Takashi. He's down. He spun out.
Yes, he has spun out. I believe he's made contact with Creator J or Hunter, one of the two, and he's all the way down to P11 now. Down 10 spots.
Ooh.
P12. Keeps dropping like a fly. No damage as far as I can tell on that front wing of his. But and who was that spun? Downey as well. Downey's actually spun.
Ooh.
And he's down in P14. Massive incident here. And it's only lap 1 of race 1 of the season.
Yeah, man.
Insane scene. So we have Downey down in P15. Formula Chris down 8 spots from his grid slot in P13. And Takashi down 9 spots in P11. Wow. And you have to say Mr. Mouse is probably the biggest winner out of all this. He is up 6 spots into P8.
Yeah,
and all he's done is just stay out of trouble.
Ooh.
More
Rosie and that Jay are going at it. I think Jay won.
Yes, that J is in front as it looks like a 4-way battle almost here for P5. Dat J, Romps, Frostbreath and Mr. Mouse here as Romps just tucking in behind Dat J as they fly down towards turn 11 now. One of the longest straights, safe for the pit straight on the circuit, sorry. Single fire, you've really not an overtaking position as Romps just cuts turn 12 there considerably. I don't know if he will receive a warning for that, but all 4 tyres were off the track there. I would assume he would have received a warning for that one.
Ooh, Takashi looking feisty.
Yep, just overtaking Moose there, and he's now stuck in the middle of a Ferrari sandwich, it seems. Catching up to the back of Liam Hustwick in that other Ferrari, looking to make inroads after that mistake in Sector 3. We'll jump on board with Mr. Mouse here, who's up the back of Romps. Will he be looking to make a move down into turn 3? No, he will just tuck behind him and bide his time.
It's the best you can do at the moment, I think.
Takashi making the move up the inside of Liam Hustwick through turn 4 there. We just got the tail end of that move. Very cleanly dispatching of both Ferraris as he sets his sights on Frostbreath in that McLaren.
He's absolutely fuming, I think.
Yes, he will be out with a vengeance. And, virtual safety car has been deployed. That is Liam Hustwick in the Ferrari. I believe he has... We will just see. Yes, he's binned it into turn 4, on the exit of turn 4, I believe. Don't have a replay, unfortunately, but I would have assumed he would have just got a bit too eager on the throttle coming out of turn 3 and 4, and he's binned it into the wall. So that is him done.
A weird place to crash, actually.
Yeah, that isn't really a large traction zone. It's usually pretty straight on.
I had a crash there in a league race, but that was because my wheel disconnected. Yeah. But that... Ooh, Moose gets a drive-through penalty.
Yeah, speeding under virtual safety car. The virtual safety car has ended as he pulls into the pits immediately to serve that penalty. That will demote him definitely down into last place, as this has been a horror start of the season for Ferrari. Liam Hustwick out and Moose now with a drive-through, and he will be down massively at the back of the grid, unfortunately. Yeah, Downey overtaking him now, and he hasn't even pulled into the it's a drive-through, sorry. So he will be emerging from the pits now, down considerable amount of time to Downey in the Red Bull.
Mr. Mouse is actually absolutely bang on with his pace. He just overtook Rumsey for P6.
And he does set his sights now onto Dat J in the Williams. Only down 4/10 as they head down towards turn 9 and 10. He might be looking to make a move. Probably not into turns 11 and 12, but maybe 13 into Ascari. As Takashi is having a go at Frost Breath as well. He's only down 1/10 behind him. We will stay on board with him as Frost Breath just getting a little bit squiggly there on the exit of turn 12. And Takashi taking advantage, moving up to P8 after that horror start for him. As Downey in the Red Bull cops a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings.
4 laps already.
Yeah, 5 laps now. As Creative J crosses the line. Oh, and we've had an incident. 2 cars. Takashi and Romps into turn 16. Just bidding it into the wall. Both losing their front wings. What is going on here? Romps,
That's a big oof for Takashi again.
His right wing definitely losing a bit of carbon fibre there. I don't think Takashi has much damage, but he did definitely make contact with the wall on the exit of turn 16. Massive scenes here. Maybe these drivers just are a bit rusty, as it is the first race of the season. Who knows? But considerable amount of incidents, and it's only lap 5.
Meanwhile, Hunter really closed in on Jay. Only 5/10 behind.
Yellow flags were out in Sector 1 because of Romps and the Haas. That lack of front wing and front downforce not doing him any favours as he loses time hand over fist to the rest of the field. He did lose that front wing just as soon as he passed. That safety car is out. Who is that the cause of? It's a Williams. It's that J. Out of the race. I believe bidding it on the exit of turn... Yep, there he is. On the exit of turn 12.
Oh, both Mercedes are double stacking. So Hunter is going to lose out massively.
For sure. Creator J chucking the hards on. And now the pit crew not ready for Hunter. He will lose a bit of time in the pits.
That's got to hurt.
Yeah, that will hurt for sure. We will check the tyres now, just to see what everyone else is on. Frostbreath electing to stay out on the softs. He will move up into P2 provisionally for now, without a stop, of course, as the grid backs up to the back of that Mercedes safety car. Downey switching in P4.
Ow. Oh, well, he of course didn't pit. Yeah.
Yeah, staying... it says on my screen he's got fresh mediums on, but I don't believe that is true. Yes, he's definitely... Those are the mediums he started the race on for sure. The rest of the grid, soft runners going on to hards. Lap 6, about 2 laps earlier than the estimated pit window, so they might be struggling for grip come the end of this race if they're looking to do the one stop. But a good excuse to pit, of course. If you're going to pit under the safety car, it is technically a free pit stop. You're not losing any time to the rest of the field. Only the grid position.
I think Hunter lost 2 positions under safety car because of lag. He was P4, I think.
Yeah, then he's now in P7. After being on the back of Creator J in P2. He will not be happy with that one. As I believe Romps has pitted. Yes, he's got a new front wing as he looks to catch up to the rest of the field here. Takashi in P11. After
new softs.
Yeah, after making good inroads on the field, I think he has had a few moments. He did have that moment with Romps there, which I think did cost him, and he's now back down in P11.
I don't really know why he would pick these softs. Maybe he's gambling on another safety car, which would make sense, I guess. But
he will have supreme pace over the rest of the field, of course, in front of him. Being on those soft tyres, the rest of the field in front of him is on the hard, so he will be looking to pick up overtakes quickly and often and try and work his way back up the field here. as the safety car goes around for another lap.
I think this will be the last lap because Roms is now catching up.
Of course, Frostbreath is in provisional second place at the moment, but those softs will begin to fall off very shortly between the next 2 and 5 laps, and he will need to make a pit stop.
Yeah, he will drop like a stone because
everyone
he's the only.
Go ahead.
Everyone pitted. Everyone pitted, and his space will be down the drain in indeed 3 laps, and then he will pit and he will be dead last.
Yep, 100%. So maybe a bit of a strategy error there in the McLaren garage. Maybe they should have elected to pit under safety car just like the rest of the field and maybe just conserve the spot he was in prior. He was in the points, but he will definitely not be after he does take that pit stop. Just a recap of prior events. It's that Jay in the Williams and Liam Husting both out of this race after incidents after turn 12 in sector 3 there. The prior of those, it's that Jay causing the current safety car.
Safety car in this lap.
Yeah, as we see Creator J just slowing down, bunching up the field a bit.
I hope everyone is sensible and does not break their front wing.
Fingers crossed, but you know how they are out there sometimes. It's just an inevitability that a carbon fiber is going to go flying.
Frostbreath gets a 5-second penalty because of a collision with Jay.
That's not going to help his chances at all.
Nope.
I didn't see it on the feed. May have been lag, but if the race control says it so, then it is so.
And Jay is going.
Yeah, going through turn 16 now. Punches it on the throttle, opening up a 7/10 gap onto Frostbreath already, who's on those old softs. And yellow flags out in sector 3. Is that Sky Ultra? Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he spun out.
We spun out even before he reaches turn 16. That's no help for Renault, who are in desperate need of points. As yellow flags in sector 1. That is Downey. Downey again. No, it was that Downey, sorry. Yes, it was.
I didn't see.
I believe he had an incident.
But Luke is getting past Frostbreath already. He's having tire struggles.
We'll stay on board here with Frostbreath. See Boland behind him, quickly chasing him down. That gap falling. 6/10 now. Opening back up to 7/10. He may be looking to make a move come turn 11. As Downey and Sky Ultra. Is that Sky Ultra on the pit straight? Yes, it is. Just going through turn 1 now. He's 41 seconds off the rest of the grid. What has happened there?
Yeah, he's at a. I think he left it in overtake and just was too slow. Spun out of the hairpin in sector 3, and that was it for him.
Yeah. So they may very well run the risk of being lapped here around Albert Park. We are only.
Ghost Zero had a problem. He lost two positions in one corner.
Does no front wing damage for him, but yeah, he's considerably slow through sector 3. As Takashi, Frostbreath actually, pitting. Yes, sorry for the alarm.
There goes Roms.
Roms, can he get the job done? Yes, nice he does. On those fresh set of soft tyres, does get the job done on Muse. As like we predicted, Frostbreath actually won't come out last, I don't believe. Downey also pitting for Red Bull. Sky Ultra will remain in last place unless he can catch these two who are pitting. We will get off the tyre. Everyone doing tyre. One stops. A 3-second time penalty for Roms for more track extension / cutting. Takashi only 2/10 behind C. Boland here in a battle for 4th place.
Ooh, the guy in P1 picks up a penalty.
Yes, Creator J with a 3-second penalty as well. Penalties galore here around Albert Park at the moment.
I think Luke also has one, so that evens it out.
Yeah. So they are currently even on penalties as far as I know. Takashi here, only 4 tenths back. He will have... No, DRS isn't activated, sorry, after the safety car restart. But he will be looking to make a move into turn 1 here if he can tuck into that slipstream.
Oh, nice exit, but Boland using overtake to defend. And he's running a bit lower wing, it seems.
For sure. Takashi getting a way better exit out of turn 1 now.
Oh, nice.
He just can't catch up though. Sibon just... Oh, he's
around the outside.
Braking late.
No,
Sibon just squeezing him out to the outside of the exit of turn 3 and 4 as the gap now extends back out to 4 tenths as Takashi will look to have another go in the near future.
And Hunter already back up in P3, so he's recovering very well.
He does have Luke GDI in his sights now, only 1.5 seconds back from him. Getting a little bit squiggly there through turn 9. Almost put it in the wall, actually.
And Hunter, crucially, does not have any penalties. He has 1 warning, and the 2 guys in front have 3 seconds.
So,
both.
as it stands at the moment, that is 2, 3. He's only 5 tenths back, technically, from his teammate Creator J for the race lead, as it stands. And that is Takashi. Takashi just being squeezed off there by Boland, I think, after having another go at him. And he is slow to rejoin the track. Mr. Mouse, his teammate, who started second last place, is actually now in P5. An absolutely amazing drive for him. He surely has to be in the driver of the day conversation if he can keep that position.
Yeah, Takashi is just being too greedy at the moment. I think he was very excited for this race, as we saw in qualifying, but just got caught up in too many incidents, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure. It is only about race pace, of course. You need to be able to stay out of incidents, stay out of the walls, and try and run your own race and not get caught up with traffic. That is part of racing, and Takashi just hasn't been able to do that today.
Yeah, being consistent is, I think, more important than having amazing pace.
And it seems a bit of team orders were employed there. Mr. Mouse is pulling to the side there to let Takashi through. Takashi definitely the faster of the 2 drivers when he's on, but he's just been a very inconsistent driver throughout the race today, unfortunately.
Oh, someone's off.
That's C. Boland. Again, on the exit of turn 12. He's gone. That's a virtual safety car out. The whole field will need to slow down for that.
So Takashi will pit, I think. He should, anyway.
We will stay on board with him to see if he does pit. He's on those, and he's slowing down massively. He does run the risk of speeding under a virtual safety car, but he does get it under the delta there as he pull into the pits? Yes, he does on those soft tyres.
Yeah, he does.
He had run those ragged, and he will now pull on a set of mediums he may be able to get away with.
I think so, yes. So then he's definitely one to watch.
Yeah, mediums on to Takashi's AlphaTauri there. Fresh mediums compared to the rest of that field, who is on the slightly older hards. So he will be looking to have a go at the rest of the field on those fresher tyres. And yeah, see Boland out, same spot that Jay had his incident. Just spinning it out of turn 12 and putting it in the wall, losing his front right tyre, I think it was. Yeah, massive incident there.
I found it really funny how we just wrote off Takashi for any really good points today, and then something weird happens and he's right back in contention again, because
he might be pulling
these mediums will
the voodoo
be
magic
much
behind the
faster.
scenes.
If he can keep it together, he's definitely on for at least P5.
But as we've seen, we can't really predict anything now. There is incidents happening left and right here that you would not think would be happening. So it's impossible to predict the final standings at all at this time. As we are on board with Formula Chris here, only half a second back behind Mr. Mouse, who is in P4 now. Absolutely amazing job from him. He has just stayed out of drama out on the track at the moment, just running his own race. And he is pushing for a very good points finish here for AlphaTauri.
Yeah, very nicely. He just saw possibly Boland crash in front of him and just said, yeah, well, nice, I'll take that.
Yes. We will see the position change. He's up 10 spots from his grid position. So he started P14, second
Wow.
last on the grid. He's now P4. That is an amazing job from him. Definitely driver of the day contention if he
Yeah,
can
very
hold
much.
on to it. Formula Chris does have something to say about that though. Half a second back from Mr. Mouse. He will be looking to close that gap and hopefully make a move down into turn 1 if he can catch up in time. And his Renault teammate, Sky Ultra, right on the tail of Downey. I believe Downey has either disconnected or he's paused. He's ghosted at the moment as Sky Ultra does go through turns 4 and 5, taking P11 there on the cusp of a points finish. We'll jump back on board with Formula Chris and Mr. Mouse, as we are roughly about halfway through this race already. Only halfway through the first race of the season, and I reckon we've had enough incidents to last us the entirety of the season, don't you?
Yeah, it is. We had 3 massive crashes in the same corner, and a safety car, 2 virtual safety cars, and pretty much carnage.
It has been carnage out there today on the Albert Park circuit, and with only half of the race completed, there's bound to be more once things get a bit tighter and the race comes to a close. From the Chris now, still half a second back from Mr. Mouse. Can't seem to make inroads on the AlphaTauri in front of him. That dirty air not doing him any favours for sure.
What do you think of this top 3? Will anyone make any positions up, or will it just stay like this?
I do believe Cratajasis, he's been very consistent.
Yeah.
The only thing I could see is the penalty situation come the end of the race. That may be the one that decides the podium spots today, I have a feeling.
Yeah, because the gaps like this, like 2 seconds to Luke and another 1.5 seconds to Hunter, it's been like this for the last 5 laps now. So.
Yeah, they are holding pace pretty well, these top 3, so I believe the penalties will be the deciding factor come the end of the race. Unfortunately, you don't like to see the penalties deciding the finishing order, but that's just the way it is.
Unfortunately, yeah. But Luke is low on ERS, I see now, so maybe Hunter can make inroads. He's closing just a bit.
2 tenths out from DRS range, so if he can just make those little gains on him, he may be able to have a go at him into turn 1. Or
Takashi has
down
made his first move since his pit stop, and he's now up in P7.
Yes.
So where will he end up, do you think?
It's impossible to predict, I think, with him, because he's either the one that has been causing safety cars, or he's benefiting off the safety cars. So it's impossible to predict Takashi's finishing position at the moment, unfortunately. As it stands, he's 3.5 seconds back from Moose, who has been fairly consistent. A large gap between Moose and Formula Chris there, so he will be looking to hold on to that P6, as it doesn't look like he can improve much further unless there is another safety car in this race, which of course will jumble up the grid even further if it does come to fruition.
Yeah, I agree.
Formula Chris now, as they round turn 16, Formula Chris will have DRS, but I believe Mr. Mouse just sticking it in overtake and higher RS modes. Formula Chris not even being able to catch up really with DRS.
This should be its chance.
Yeah, 3 tenths back now, opening the rear wing again. We will jump on board with him. Still just can't make inroads.
Not quite.
Yeah. As Takashi on those mediums sets the fastest lap of the race so far, 123.7. Only 1.5 seconds back from Moose now. They will be in striking distance very shortly.
We also saw Moose pick up a 3-second penalty, so that will demote him anyway to 7th.
Yes, of course. Yeah, we did.
And Hunter now in DRS range of Luke. Crucial.
Yes, he has actually closed that gap by about 5 tenths now since we last checked in with him. Of course, getting DRS down into turn 13, closing that gap even further.
Luke really struggling because he's down in on 13% of the ERS.
Yeah, he will have nothing to defend with as they round the final corner. And yellow flags out in Sector 1 and Sector
Frost
2.
breath.
That is Frost Breath in the
Oh, Luke
McLaren.
pits. Why? Why does Luke pit?
Very good question. We will check the tyre situation real quickly. He was
It doesn't
on
have damage.
10 lap hards, same as the rest of the field, and he's put on a set of mediums.
Massive gamble from him.
So he has given up P2 at the moment. He's dropped down to P5 now. He will have fresher tyres than the rest of the field for the rest of the race. 12 laps to go in the race, but that has cost him major track position.
I wonder if Luke has an engineer that just said, well, you're stuck here and you don't have any pace, so please stick with P3. I think that's what he's gonna do. He's just gonna fight for P3 now.
Yeah, he does have some time to make up on Formula Chris and Mr. Mouse. Mr. Mouse now, third place. He is on track for a podium if he can fend off the likes of Formula Chris and Luke once he does catch up on those fresher tyres.
Really weird. I'm very, very excited to see where Luke will end up.
That head-scratching decision, we may need to check in with him if possible after the race just to get an insight into that strategy call.
He already made up a second to the next car.
Yes, Formula Chris and Mr. Mouse will look to be fighting with each other fairly shortly, which will slow him down even further as Luke continues to close the gap now. 8 seconds. Ball's at 9.5 at the start of the lap.
Luke now 23 seconds behind Creator J in 11 laps. That's not doable.
Yeah, as consistent as Creator J has been, I don't foresee Luke definitely catching up to the Mercedes.
Unless there's a massive drop-off in pace at the end of the stint, but I don't really see that happening.
The hards...
Because
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
They pitted on like lap 5 or 6 for the safety car.
Yeah.
So... they will easily make it, I think.
Yeah,
I don't see them not making it.
Yeah, they will have a lot of life left in those hards come the end of the race. They will be running 2 laps longer than expected, but considering they are the hardest compound, they will still have a fair bit of grip left in those tyres. Formula Chris still trying to make inroads on Mr. Mouse here. Absolutely amazing job from him. P3, if he can cap this race off with a podium, it'll be insane scenes for him.
I think it was Mr. Mouse saying like, I wonder how slow I am in this league and if I'm gonna be last or like in front of last. And now he's in P3.
P3. Cinderella story, you could call it. I mean, never doubt yourself. If you can just stay out of trouble, and you're bound to finish well.
In DRS range.
Yes, the 2 Mercedes up front, just like we see in real life every single weekend since 2014 almost. We'll be looking to fight for the race victory here with 10 laps to go around Albert Park.
And Luke sets the fastest lap and he gained around 2.5 seconds on Jay in the last lap.
Yes, only 5-second gap between him and Formula Chris in P4. Closing that gap by 3 seconds in the past lap and a half.
Yeah, that's good pace.
If the 2 Mercedes start battling, there may be a chance Luke could actually end up catching these guys. It's a very slim one at that, but if these 2 guys decide to battle it out for the race victory and don't hold position to get a 1-2 finish, as Hunter cops another 3-second time penalty, a major corner cut there through turn 12.
I think that's his first. So
yeah, that is his first.
He has to overtake now.
Yes.
And Jay has a penalty and 2 warnings, so any corner cut from him and he will be down once again.
So these 2 Mercedes boys will be looking to be on their best behaviour now, given the penalty situation. Formula Chris still trying to make inroads on Mr. Mouse, just can't seem to close that half-a-second gap, but still remaining in it. So remaining in DRS range, but just can't seem to do anything with it. Mr.
Jay
Mouse
is really struggling.
Yeah. Locking up that front right.
Yeah, he locked up in the previous corner as well.
Hunter
really messing about with his brakes.
Doing the hunting at the moment. Very ironic.
Nice.
Let's fingers crossed the guys in the Mercedes garage will be hoping they can keep things clean out there. They do not want a repeat. Well, not a repeat, I should say, but the way Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg have competed against each other in the past. Flowing through turns 11 and 12 now. DRS for Hunter. He will have it. Can he make gains on Credit J? No. As yellow flags out in sector 1, that is the
DNF.
Force India, sorry, the Racing Point of Ghost Zero.
Safety car.
Safety car has been deployed, and that has thrown a major spanner in the works of this race. 9 laps to go, second safety car of the race, as Credit J is pulling into the pits on the centre forwards. Oh, they're very close. And he's, oh.
Did he hit the wall? Or didn't he?
Barely. He scraped it on the outside tyres, just losing traction there as he chucks on a set of fresh, soft tyres.
Hunter didn't want to be held up, so he's now in front, but no way he's gonna hold Creator J behind.
Yeah, it's pretty much Takashi, another 3-second time penalty for him. Is going to pretty much be a done, or not a done deal, a foregone conclusion, I should say, that Creator J will be taking the victory here in the absence of any more penalties. Given the tyre situation, Hunter on those, I think they're about 12-13 lap old hards at the moment, and Crazy is chucking on those fresh softs, still keeping P2 given the gap he had to Mr. Mouse there, and he will just slowly be catching up to the queue behind Hunter.
Really major spanner into the works for Luke as well, because he of course had a weird strategy, and it really was working for him actually. It was very fast, but now he's just has to make the positions back up again, and maybe even if he didn't pit, he would be in P1 right now, I think, because he was in front of Hunter.
Yes, he would have to lead the race on those old hard tyres if that was the case. But
that's harsh.
Yeah, so there is a chance he may have thrown away the race victory here if he can't do something with those. Are those fresh softs? Did he pit under safety car just then? Yeah, so he's also on fresh softs. In P5 at the moment. We will just check the tyre situation while we can. Yeah, pretty much P2 down through to P8, all pitting for fresh softs. Sky Ultra pitting for a set of mediums. Don't know why that is. And Downey, on my screen it says he's on 20 lap old softs. I don't believe that's true. The game may be lying to me there.
The game is lying. They just keep counting because he started on mediums, and they are just as old as they are.
Yeah, and he's jumped up 2 laps in the span of 1 lap somehow.
Yeah.
So
he's a magician.
Yeah, the tyres aging quicker than usual for him. Could be a cause of concern. As
Downey is not actually driving.
Yeah,
he is desynced, or he has left the session. I don't know.
Yeah, he has been ghosted for quite a while now, actually. So that is unfortunate for him. So Hunter, like I was saying before, doing the hunting will now turn into the hunted on a old set of hard tyres. The rest of the field behind him on all fresh set of soft tyres. He may be looking to drop like a stone very shortly after the safety car restart.
Well, there's one thing that maybe can help Hunter out, because Downey, of course, is ghosted, but Jay cannot overtake Downey as long as the safety car says so. So that will give Hunter a little bit of breathing space out of the safety car restart and possibly the whole first lap. But I think after that it will be over for him. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Just a quick race recap while we have the time here. Mr. Mouse up 11 spots in P3. He has 7 laps to go. If he can hold on to that, that will be an amazing result for him. Moose P7 in the Ferrari after a terrible start for both Ferraris. Liam Hustwick, his teammate, obviously out of the race early on. Moose has actually dug deep, and he's in P7 now, up 8 spots from his starting position. 2 drivers to watch out for driver of the day considerations.
I'm still amazed by how Mr. Mouse is performing. I really didn't think he would make it this far.
And we will
Up
have
the
to...
grid, I mean.
Yes, we will have to wait and see how he performs after the restart. There is a good chance he might lose a couple of positions, but he has fended off Formula Chris in that Renault quite well so far. So maybe, hopefully, we can see much of the same there, and he can finish off round 1 here in Australia with a podium.
Yeah, it's absolutely crucial for him just to get a good exit, and really hope Takashi does as well, so Takashi can attack Chris for him.
And just getting some news from Twitch chat, I believe, yes, Luke has actually spun, and he's now in the pits replacing his front wing.
What? Oh no, I completely missed that.
So did I. Yes, he's down now P9, no, still P8, sorry. But yeah, just, we are on board with him now, coming out of the pits, replacing the front wing, putting on a fresh set of softs again. That's terrible news for him. That is definitely the race win out of sight. Probably even a podium also out. He needs to catch up to the queue now. Down 25 seconds from that queue.
He's going to be so mad at himself.
I wonder what caused that.
He did possibly throw away a win, because, of course, when he was on the hards, he could have continued and benefited from the safety car, but now it's just gone from bad to worse.
Hopefully
Sadly.
we do have a point of view from him, of course the defending champion from Season 1, and we can get an insight into what just happened there. A lot of questionable decisions made by Red Bull this race, and not being helped by that spin. As the safety car comes in this lap, Luke still, he's just catching up to the queue now, so he's alright. As Sky Ultra looking to catch up as well behind him. So a few interesting laps ahead of us. 6 laps to go in this Australian GP. Round 1, of course, of CFR Season 2. Championship points are on offer. Yes, action-packed 6 laps ahead of us for sure.
I really actually hope for Hunter he can hold on, because it's not his fault that he's in a Mercedes as well, and that he couldn't pit. So I really hope he still is on for a good result. Will he get a good exit? It seems like it.
Yes, he does extend the gap, but Crazy J quickly making quick work of the ghosted Downey. Very quickly, in fact, as the gap is only 5/10. Of course, we will not have DRS for the next lap or two. Which will...
and Takashi is going to make a move on Formula Chris.
Will give time, as he does.
Down the inside turn 3.
Breaking very late, sealing Formula Chris off, as he now slots himself into P4 behind Mr. Mouse, his teammate there. Will they look to consolidate P3 and P4, or will team orders be in effect again, as we saw previously in this race?
I hope they don't, because Mr. Mouse moved out of the way for Takashi when he needed it, but there's no need now. They are on the same tire and just as old, so really no need. I hope these two fight it out for the final podium spot.
Fingers crossed they do not come in contact with each other, as Mr. Mouse,
Mr. Mouse.
Just copping a 3-second time penalty, as Crater J makes a move onto Hunter. Quite easily, in fact, actually. I believe team orders being utilised there, as, yeah, Hunter just slowly pulling to the side and just laying off the throttle a bit to let Crater J through.
Yeah.
Of course, he is on the faster tyre for sure, but that is a bit disappointing to see, especially for the race lead this late into the race.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see, but I completely understand, because Hunter is just on these very old tires. He's on 2 compounds, harder tires. There's really no way of fighting Jay right now.
Yellow flags were quickly thrown out and then pulled back in Sector 1 there through turn 2. Luke,
yeah, that was
making a move onto Moose there. He's put himself up into P6 as he sets his sight on Formula Chris. Can he...
there goes Mr. Mouse.
Oh, yep, we will jump on board with him. Oh, he's just dropping down the field massively. Formula Chris taking advantage of the hole put forward, but Mr. Mouse fighting back. Can he keep a hold of P4 here? Formula Chris and Takashi, sorry, Mr. Mouse side by side, as Formula Chris has the inside. Their brakes both heating up massively. Both are light. They're still side by side, heading down towards P11, turn 11. Sorry.
Formula Chris is done. Very nice move. He was very opportunistic when Takashi made the move.
Yeah,
But he picks up a penalty.
Yeah, for his trouble. So that puts them even on penalty, I believe. So still, the move has technically been made. Film Chris is in P4 still. And that is a bit disappointing for Mr. Mouse there after a great run in P3 for the majority of this race, in fact, and just being demoted down to P5 in the latter stages.
Yeah, and as it stands, until P5 all have 6 seconds worth of penalties.
So I'm not
Luke
100% certain on the penalty situation at the moment, so we will have to see how things unfold when these drivers cross the finish line for the final time around here at Albert Park Circuit.
And Mr. Mouse now under pressure from Luke.
Luke looking to make amends for his previous errors this race. If he can salvage a P5, that would actually be pretty good for him. I would say that would be something to celebrate given all that he's gone through this race with strategy calls and spins. We will jump on board with Luke here as he gets side by side with Mr. Mouse here, getting the job done before the corner, giving him a little bit of room on the inside, but securely pulling that move off around the outside of turn 9.
And here goes Takashi making a move on Hunter. Not on this straight, I think, but definitely on the next.
Yes, Hunter on those old hard tyres. Those will be driving like a boat compared to the fresh softs of Takashi. Maybe it wasn't the best of moves to put Kuroji in the lead. Kuroji could have acted as sort of like a rear gunner as, massive bit of oversteer from Takashi there. A great bit
really
of skill
lucky
though
not
to
crash.
save that through turn 16. A massive save from him. He will be feeling butterflies in the stomach after that with so little laps left in this race. He does have DRS into P2, into turn 3, sorry. Luke copying another 3-second time penalty.
These softs are now 6 laps old. There goes Takashi. Oh, he saves it.
Another great save from Takashi.
So close to the wall.
Barely keeping things out of the wall at the moment with 3 laps remaining.
His rears will be cooked, so he should wait a lap. But he's running out of laps here. He's on 6 laps old tires, so they will start to die in like. I think they will die the next lap. So
yeah, they're
really,
bound to fall off the cliff very shortly.
He really just has 1 or 2 chances left to make a move.
Given the tyre situation, you would put all your money on Takashi here to get the job done, but after those 2 bouts of oversteer and heating up the rear tyres massively, he may have to pull off some magic on the last final lap.
Oh, Mr. Mouse now back ahead of Luke, and Luke was ghosting. I don't know what's happened to him. He's going very slowly.
And he's pulling off.
He's retiring, I think.
I think
what is happening?
Is. Yes, he's. Yes, I'm unsure as well what he's going. He's pulling into the pits here. I think he's pulling to the pits to retire that Red Bull.
Interesting. He also speeds into the pit lane.
Yes,
I think he's done with it.
Yeah, a bit of anger release there on the throttle there as they are changing the front wing and the tyres, but I do think that's just a formality as he does come back out onto the circuit. He hasn't retired the vehicle just yet.
I think he just got damaged. He's still in the points, so he will finish.
Just more unfortunate news for Luke and the Red Bull team.
Really having a sorry time. As Takashi hits the wall on exit, but seems to be fine. Still 5 tenths behind.
Running out here. We will stay on board with this battle for the remainder of this race, permitting no incidents occur behind them. 5 tenths between the pair now as they head through the technical section of Sector 3. Takashi, you would think, would be able to make a move
Needs a good exit.
Turn 1. If he doesn't get another slap of oversteer,
He's really cautious on power.
Does have DRS, but not making much inroads. Still 3 tenths between them. May have to wait until turn 3.
Hunter on 5% of ERS, so this will be the move.
Yes, as you can see, that backlight, that means he's harvesting energy. Can he get the job done? Hunter,
No, he can't.
Hunter, but it does turn to the left. Oh, slap of oversteer almost sends him into Hunter, into the side pod of Hunter, as Hunter
Oh,
somehow retains P2 on those old set of hards. He's still harvesting energy, as you can see from the flashing brake light there on the back of his Mercedes. I think that's Takashi's
that's it.
last chance.
Yeah, Takashi almost put it in the wall again on exit. So
Yeah, those tyres
he
must be
really,
screaming right now.
he really is abusing them.
Yeah, he may.
So maybe one chance.
Maybe one chance down into turn 13 with DRS enabled.
Oh, he gets a good run.
He does get a good exit. Hunter is still harvesting ARS. I don't know why. There is only a few corners left. This will be Takashi's last chance to claim P2. They bang tyres, and Takashi has
no,
spun.
and there he goes. Oh no.
Yellow flagged out in sector 3. That will allow. No, from the Chris and Mr. Mouse have already overtaken him. That permits, sorry, just hectic times in the last bit of this race. Creator J winning the first race of the season. Hunter P2, Formula Chris snatching P3 away from Takashi, and Takashi dropping all the way down to P8. Oh my God, what a series of events to finish those final few corners here around Albert Park and to finish off round 1 of CFR Season 2. Amazing.
Amazing indeed. It was really do or die for Takashi, and credits for trying so hard the last laps, but around the outside there it really wasn't going to work.
It was a do or die situation, of course. Mr. Mouse being awarded driver of the day, as we suspected. An amazing drive from
no
him.
question.
P14 up to P4, a great haul of points for the AlphaTauri team and him. He will be very happy with that.
SJ takes a nice selfie on the podium. Sure, he's happy with this win.
Definitely. Creator J19, winner here in Australia. A full 26 points actually. He did have the fastest lap of the race, so that's 26 points for Creator J there. A great haul of points for him to start out the season as he puts himself into the early lead here in the championship.
Yeah, massive credits as well to Hunter for holding on so long on those hards.
Yes.
I really was about to write him off when the safety car came in, but he did really well to hold on.
Great management there towards the end of the race.
And Formula Chris as well did very well to get it on P3, and yeah, Mr. Mouse is clearly driver of the day. But as I'm seeing now, Moose also made up 10 positions, so he really wasn't in contention for a podium anywhere, but he really did very well anyway.
Yeah, so that's actually a great recovery drive from Moose there as well after the horrid start both Ferraris had at the start of the race. That's great from him. So applause to both Mr. Mouse and Moose there for their great races, and of course to Mercedes for their 1-2 finish here to start the season off. They of course will be leading the constructors. Formula Chris there rounding up the top 3 with a podium of his own, snatching it from Takashi there in the dying seconds of the race. Sky Ultra in the other Renault's P6, Romps in the Haas P7, Takashi dropping down to P8 unfortunately. Luke GDI, defending champ, P9. He will not be happy with that result to start out the season. But anything can happen. There is many more races to come here in CFR, and one bad result at the start of the season does not spell the end of the season.
I do not have anything to add. It was a great race. I really enjoyed commentating, and also a shout out to Renault, I think, because they were lost in the first lap, and they really nicely recovered to be 3 and 6.
Yes, for sure, definitely, absolutely amazing scenes around Australia. It's almost 5:30 a.m. here in